M&M's just announced that they're going to be rebranding their popular candy. They're keeping the M&M's name, but the characters that are used in advertisements are going to be more inclusive. Meaning some of them are going to be gay, others will choose new pronouns, and they'll all soon start complaining about white people. No, this isn't a satirical story from the Babylon Bee. This really is happening, and M&M's spokesperson came out and said that this is part of the brand evolving and focusing on inclusivity, and they're trying to start a movement. Sadly, this isn't the first time that a candy company has gone woke. I'm sure you recall during the Black Lives Matter riots in the summer of 2020, most major brands posted on social media supporting the crime wave, including Gushers, which tweeted out that, quote, Gushers wouldn't be Gushers without the black community and your voices. We're working with Fruit by the Foot on creating a space to amplify that. We see you. We stand with you. Which reminds me, just after Wendy's tweeted support for BLM that summer, Black Lives Matter burned down a Wendy's, the one in Atlanta. Remember that? Since liberals are using every possible avenue to spread their propaganda these days, there is literally an advertising organization called the Unstereotype Alliance, which is dedicated to promoting social justice causes in advertisements that have literally nothing to do with the product or service that's being advertised. And if you think that's interesting, wait until you get a load of Social Impact Entertainment, SIE, and the lobbying agencies that are in Hollywood that organizations literally pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to then lobby the writers and the producers of television shows and movies to convince them to insert certain plot points into their projects to promote certain social justice warrior causes. Meanwhile, things are going so bad for old Joe that he hired Tom Hanks to narrate a video celebrating his first year in office. This made for a truly odd example of art imitating life because at the end of the Simpsons movie, which came out back in 2007, Tom Hanks had a little cameo where he said this.
Hello, I'm Tom Hanks. The U.S. government has lost its credibility, so it's borrowing some of mine.
Tussle my hair, Mr. Hanks.
Sure thing, son.
The government has lost its credibility, and old Joe has lost his approval rating. It's down to as low as 33% now. Things are going just as bad for Kamala Harris. There are a lot of rumors that if, and this is a big if, I don't even see this being possible, but if Joe Biden somehow is able to run for re-election again in 2024, that the Democrat Party may replace her as his running mate because, well, nobody likes her.
Are we going to see the same Democratic ticket in 2024?
I'm sorry, we are thinking about today. I mean, honestly, I know why you're asking the question because this is part of the punditry and the gossip around places like Washington, D.C. Let me just tell you something. We're focused on the things in front of us.
Notice she didn't say no because she's obviously been part of discussions about her and old Joe's political future, which is a dead end. Was that a pun? That was unintended. I don't wish any ill will towards old Joe, especially because, God forbid, if something happens to him, then Camel Face is going to be our president. When she was asked if the administration was planning on doing anything different to try to minimize the train wreck that they have caused, this was her answer.
6 former administration officials last week wrote that open letter urging the administration to change course, to change strategy. Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
That made about as much sense as the people on TikTok talking about their pronouns. But the Democrats have painted themselves into a corner. Remember, old Joe only started running for president in 2020 after it became clear that none of the current candidates had any chance of beating Donald Trump whatsoever. Remember how late he got into the race? He wasn't going to run. They made him run because he was the Democrats' only hope of possibly beating Donald Trump. And now it's obvious that he is way too old to run for re-election, but they can't admit that until after the 2022 midterms because otherwise it's going to make the Democrat Party look even weaker. And once he finally admits the inevitable, then what are they going to do? Is Kamala going to run for president? If she does, other Democrats are going to have to oppose her because there's no way that they can let her lead the Democrat ticket. She'll definitely lose. Her Democrat opponents will eat her alive, and they won't be able to hold back their criticism of how disastrous the Biden administration has been. One thing I do know, however, is you should order your F. Joe Biden Want to Buy a Vowel shirt from my online store at markdice.com, or click the link in the description below. Or pick up a Let's Go Brandon shirt or the Rest Dr. Fauci shirts, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.
Let's go, Brandon. I agree.